Great day, love.
How are you?
Hello, hello, hello.
I am
Going through the ropes today, okay? The ropes has got, okay? Today is interesting. I realized yesterday that if you follow me on any other platforms, I literally, every time I go live, I pull a card and I realized I've never done that for Wellness Wednesdays. So I want to, if you don't know what I mean by pull a card, I have an oracle deck here, which, by the way, is my favorite. If you don't know me, I always forget to do this. I feel like you've been on Wellness Wednesdays for forever and we fan bam now. But my name is Cherette. I'm a holistic health coach and I assist Black entrepreneurs in creating generational health by creating consistent habits. So the deck that I'm pulling from is called Work Your Light. So apparently with these decks, I love these decks because it's like a way to, I don't know, I guess connect to spirit on a physical level, because you be pulling and it's like, how the hell did you know? So anyway, I'm gonna pull from this. Apparently, when you get your first decks, they're supposed to be gifted. I did not know that, but I was gifted these decks by a woman who I do not know. All right, we were in New Orleans, and it was like a spiritual bag was what it was called, and I was like, I like spiritual bags, right? So I looked into it, and it was 3 decks. And this was one of them. This is my favorite one. I do have 3 that I pull from, usually daily. I haven't been pulling daily lately here, to be honest. But if I do pull one, it's going to be from this deck. So I just pulled a card and I'm going to go to, I know I haven't been working with the deck because I don't even know where this card is in the thing. So I need to get on that. But I've been fasting and it's been interesting. Today was the first day I was like, can I give up? Is that okay? It's not, and I'm not. You shouldn't give up either on whatever you're working on. So the card that I pulled is the Sisterhood of the Rose. I like to pull the cards before I speak on my lives just to get into the atmosphere. Beauty and devotion, priesthood, mystic, teacher. The Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestess and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. A cross section of ancient lineages, it is the path of devotion and beauty. Walking this path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. Wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and the sacred geometry of life. You are being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature as all the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is consistently whispering, spend time admiring her creations, and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little more time to both notice the beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world in your way too. This could be through your own creations or in the little things like how you dress to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more and shift in vibration, and the shift in vibration can be felt. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more, and the shift in vibration can be felt. Surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. So that's the card. Ooh, can you see that? All right. Is that clear? Today I want to talk about compassion because I had to show myself compassion these last few days. And if I have to show myself compassion, I'm sure you do as well, right? Like, we all go through these times when it's just rough. We don't know, like, if we're doing right, if we're being right. And it really calls for a lot of compassion. Things get hard. Things don't go like we planned. I always like to, there's a meme. It's like, this is your plan, and then this is God's plan, right? But it's hard. The humanness of it all is hard. I've been reading The Power of Now. This is an amazing book. If you want to purchase it, you can go to the link in my bio, and it's in my book list. But I'm really learning that in the path of enlightenment, we really have to disconnect from this idea of our emotions leading us, because our emotions, ooh, they're crazy. I wanted to read this to you because I was reading this earlier. It's being emotional, and having emotions is a human experience. It's something that happens, but there is a separateness of your thinking, of emotions, of the realness of just being. Sometimes the language isn't there for me, being like a oneness, like the connectedness. And emotions a lot of times get in our way. Emotions, we allow them to take over because that's literally what they're there to do. It says emotion literally means disturbance, right? So they're there, and they're there to like trigger us. And so letting them lead is so dangerous, if you will. Anyway, this is page 27. An emotion usually represents an amplified and energized thought pattern. And because of its often overpowering energetic charge, it is not easy initially to stay present enough to be able to watch it. It wants to take you over, and it usually succeeds unless there is enough presence in you. If you are pulled into unconscious identification with the emotion through lack of presence, which is normal, the emotion temporarily becomes you. Often a vicious cycle builds up between between your thinking and the emotion. They feed each other. The thought pattern creates a magnified reflection of itself in the form of an emotion, and the vibrational frequency of the emotion keeps feeding the original thought pattern. By dwelling mentally on the situation, event, or person that is the perceived cause of the emotion, the thought feeds energy to the emotion, which in turn energizes the thought pattern, and so on. So it's a vicious cycle. And I want to talk about this specifically in our emotions with ourselves. So, like, when you have emotions towards yourself, a lot of the times it's like an exaggerated energy. And that emotion within yourself, it creates a frequency, and you literally send that out to everyone else. So if you're in a constant state of emotionally being disappointed in yourself, or feeling like you're wrong, feeling shameful, feeling guilty, these are a lot of emotions we have within ourselves about ourselves. And it causes it causes us to like wreak havoc within our internal selves, because when you have the same thought pattern over and over again, it becomes really hard to separate is this my thought or is this me, right? So if you're continuously in a state of shame and guilt, right? And a lot of the times we see this in the domestication process. You know, I love talking about domestication because I think that if you and I were to get domestication on a holistic level, there would be a lot of things that we could see in a true light. I think that's how I want to put it. Because a lot of the times, because we go through domestication, our acts and how we are in this life is not us, right? It's not you. When you get angry with someone and you go off and you blow up, that's not you. That is a process that you've gone through to detach from who you are. So now you have a process of thinking, oh, when someone steps on my shoe, I need to have the emotion of anger, and that takes over, and I need to fight. And that goes to a lot in trauma responses as well. I don't want to get in trauma responses because then you and I will be here forever. I'll do another show on trauma responses. Did you know that fight and flight are only 2 out of 5 trauma responses? I don't know why they tell us different. Like, it's crazy, but we actually get stuck in trauma responses. Excuse me. I have had to rest today. I haven't been excited about it, but it's what I have to do. So that's been a thing because my gut has Jason in it today. No more though. It feels good now, but anyway. So there's a process that everyone goes through as kids because as kids we're literally taught that what we go through and what we feel is invalid and it's wrong. Think about like a child when they put on the wrong shoes. They'll probably get told if they don't if they're not made to change the shoes right then, they're probably told 10, 20 times in the day, oh, you have your shoes on the wrong foot. So they're told, even though the shoes, there's nothing's hurting them. When kids put on opposite shoes on the opposite foot, they're never hurt. I'll ask kids all the time when they put the shoes on the opposite foot. I'm like, well, does it hurt? And they always are like, no. So typically I let them keep their shoes on. You know, they'll learn, they'll autocorrect. Like kids autocorrect, just like adults. Like if you allow an adult to make a mistake, they will autocorrect. That's our brain is wired to find solutions at every drop of the dime. Like, anyway, so in these moments, what we're teaching kids is like, you're wrong. If they spill something and we're like, you need to do this, we're literally teaching them they're wrong. And by teaching them they're wrong, we're saying that what you feel on the inside in this moment is not right and you need to go against it. So all of us have gone through a process that teaches us this. You know, you've gone through this process, I've gone through this process to not trust myself, basically. And with this process, it's shameful and it feels guilty as fuck because now I feel something on the inside. I know it to be true. I know it to be true. Like a kid knows the opposite shoe goes on the opposite foot. They know they're right. They're proud that they just got their shoe on. Okay. And oftentimes you'll see this. They're like, well, I did it. Okay. I did it. I got my shoes on. I got them tied. There's nothing wrong. Everything is good. All right. And then here comes an adult being like, you're wrong. And that's shameful. That feels guilty. You're like, oh my God, I did something wrong. Oh no. Oh no. What's going on? How could I put the shoe on the wrong foot? Like it literally, it breeds a sense of shame and guilt. So we learn this from a very, very young age. And it's like indented into our identity. that if someone tells us we're wrong, excuse me, that is shameful and we have to feel guilty about it. And so you're carrying these feelings and emotions for a reason. Your brain circuit is used to it. It's what you've been doing since you were little. And not only that, but we are, what's the word I'm looking for? As we go through life, this idea is reinforced. That's the word I'm looking for, because the adults that are around us, they're feeling shame and guilt. They beat up themselves. You ever heard somebody be like, damn, I'm so stupid. Oh, I knew I wouldn't get that right. How could I do that? All of these little things, they sound little, but they're not. They're really big. They're really showing that you, or maybe whoever you're hearing, are living in a state of shame and guilt. And so when we are able to separate our emotions out of the equation and just watch them, we're able to separate this shame and this guilt, because they're literally there for no reason. You should not feel bad for anything that you do, unless it's like killing somebody. You know, like if you murder somebody, you should feel convicted. If you lie to somebody, you should definitely feel convicted. But if like today you decide, okay, I'm not eating meat anymore, and then you go eat meat, you shouldn't feel bad about it. You should not indulge in it either. You shouldn't be like, oh, well, fuck my commitment to myself, I'm going to do it, right? So there's a sweet balance that no one talks about, because we live in a society where it's like either no pain, no gain, is all gun ho on like not doing it, or you're a mess, or it's like this whole anti-diet culture, which says like, I saw this the other day. Oh my God, you would not believe what I saw. It was crazy. I'm still like, do I want to say this out loud? Like, it's weird. So I saw information, anti-diet culture, that says choosing a Big Mac at McDonald's is no better or worse than choosing a salad. Anti-diet culture. We're inclusive food behavior is what it's called. That's wrong. All right, that's wrong. You should not indulge in a manner like that. But here's the thing. You make a choice like, okay, you don't want to eat McDonald's anymore, but you go and eat it, your body's already going to hurt. Your mind's going to be foggy. The my words today, okay? The implications that happen because that you eat the McDonald's, you're already going to be suffering in a sense. You're already going to get like, you shouldn't feel bad about the decision, because the decision will make you feel bad. All right, like physically. And you already know mentally, like, okay, I said I was going to do it and I didn't do it. That's going to make you feel bad already. So there's no reason to like beat up on yourself, right? There's no reason to go behind the fucked up feeling you're going to feel in your body. You're going to feel sleepy. You're going to feel sluggish, to go behind that and be like, and you're fucked up. Ugh. You know, like there's no reason to beat up on yourself any farther. You're already going to have, what is the word I'm looking for? A word. Consequences. There you go. You're already going to have consequences to your action. Like, because you chose to do this, there's going to be consequences already. So here it's so important to insert compassion, because compassion breeds momentum. And when you're not compassionate for yourself, you beat up on yourself, you make yourself feel shame and guilt, and then you typically want to stop. Like so today, okay, I'm fasting. If I go and decide to eat a burger today, and then I make myself feel bad about it and shameful about it, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to just break the fast and go eat. I'm be like, well, I tried, right? But if I show myself compassion in this moment, you know what? The burger was delicious. I really enjoyed it. My stomach feels heavy as shit. I need to go take a nap. My energy is depleted. I'm going to sit back and think like, what can I do to make myself feel better? You know what the answer probably is? Continue to fast. In that instance, because I'm separating the emotions from what's going on, I'm allowing myself to process through what's actually going on. How do I really feel? A lot of the times, if you filter out your emotions and you are really like, okay, what's the best solution here? A lot of the times it's to go back to that decision you made in the first place, because there's a reason why you made the decision. But when you have shame and guilt and when you lack compassion for yourself, it does not allow for you to go into the space of intention. So compassion is so important in this journey to healing, because without it, you're going to come to a stopping point. But with compassion, it breeds, oh my God, it breeds so much momentum. So much momentum. And really, in any journey, that's what you're looking for, momentum. It doesn't matter how big the step is, right? Like, I think I was reading this book, Atomic Habits. I think I've showed you this before. I don't think I have it right on me. This book here, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is an amazing book. Again, if you want this book, you can go to the link in my bio and it's on my book list. My book list is thorough. Okay. Can we stop for a minute? Because I never thought I'd be sitting here talking to you and be like, ooh, check out this book. And then I actually read them. Like, I read books now. It's crazy. Do you read books? What book are you reading? Tell me. Tell me what book you're reading, because I want to read it too. It's important to read books. They help you understand things. But no, seriously, if you're seeing this right now, tell me what book you're reading, because I want to see it. All right? Don't play with me. I know you're reading a book. And maybe if you're not reading a book, what is the next book you want to read? And why aren't you reading it? I don't know. I just have these questions and I want to know. But anyway, in this book, it showed me something that's so profound. Momentum is the biggest part of your journey, one of the biggest parts of your journey, because it keeps it flowing and it keeps it going. In the book Atomic Habits, there we go. In the book Atomic Habits, it talks about micro progressions, right? So you can progress a little bit every day and get super far by the end of the year. So if today you have a habit, right, and you progress your habit 1% every day, guess what? You'll have 37% progression by the end of the year. Now, that might not seem much, but guess what? If you got a 37% raise right now, would you take it? Would you be like, that's pretty significant? It wouldn't be 25 cents. Let me see what it would be. Let me see. Let me see what it's going to be. If you make $20 an hour, $20 an hour times 37%. That's $7.40 more cents an hour. A 37% increase if you make $20 an hour is $7.40. So instead of making $20 an hour by the end of the year, if you increased by 1%, you would be making $27.40. Would you take that in a year? $27.40. So when we talk about momentum, it's really important to see how micro y'all, my brain today. Micro progressions actually really work for you. And so this is why compassion is so important, because When you have compassion for yourself, it allows you to keep going, even if it's smaller and smaller, right? It allows you to keep going towards your goal because you're not going to stop. You're still going to have that momentum. Okay, so in this journey, a lot of the times, like, we're going to feel like stopping. Like, I feel like stopping today. I'm day, I don't know. I think, excuse me, I think I'm day 19 on 33 days of fasting, and I'm over it today. I really am. Like, I'm over it. I don't want raw food. Like, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm so done. But I'm not going to give up because I have compassion for myself today. I consumed things that I knew were good for me and that felt good. And I do feel better because I know that creates momentum. Instead of giving up, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just recalibrate and I'm going to rest. See how tired I am. And I've been saying I've been tired for like a couple of days. So today I didn't do anything. I showed up for class. I showed up for my show. I showed up for live. And that's it. I didn't really do much. And I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm having compassion for myself over here. So, but guess what? I'm going to still finish my 33 days of fasting. And that's what I want for you. I want you to finish whatever you say you're going to do. If you have a desire, it's because you literally deserve it. If you have a desire, it's right here in your hand. There's a reason why Spirit, the universe, whoever put it on you to have this desire. It's a reason. It's your birthright. You should have it. All right? So, in order to get there to your desire, you don't have to, but you should have compassion because there are going to be bumps and hurdles along the way. And in order for you not to give up, it makes it so much easier if you just have compassion for yourself. So much easier. So much easier. And I don't want you to stop. I want you to get there. I want you to make your goals, to have your desires. You deserve that. You've been working so hard to get even to this point. If you're under the sound of my voice right now, you have been working hard enough. You deserve not to give up. And in moments when you feel like you're going to give up, when it feels like it's too hard, compassion is really what's needed to get to the other side of that. My daddy is at the door. So, okay. I'm almost at 2 minutes, so I'm actually going to end because my dad just walked across here. He's coming to say hey to me, and I need to tend to this. Is a whole nother situation, y'all. Anyway, but that is my message. Mama! Okay, thank you. Have compassion for yourself. You deserve love. You deserve compassion. And when you have compassion for yourself, it creates a vibration on the inside of you that breathes on the outside of you, and you'll attract more people with more compassion for you. If you're surrounded by people that don't have compassion for you, a lot of the reasons is because you don't have compassion for yourself. All right. So have compassion. You deserve it. All right. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Hey, Daddy, you're going to be on camera if you open the door.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk to you later.
I'm coming out. I'm almost done. You heard me?
Yes.
Okay. So I be having to tell people. They be like, my mama be coming in robes and stuff, y'all. I don't know. But thank you so much for spending this time with me. Every time you show up and share your energy with me, it is so sacred to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to have compassion. So my prayer for you today is that you find it within yourself to take it easy on yourself, to have compassion, to love yourself through all of your trials, your tribulations, your joy, your love, your triumphs, your victories, your downfalls. Love yourself through it all because you deserve that. All right? That's my prayer for you. And thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next week, same time, same place on Wellness Wednesday.